So the size of the fish in here now, you're saying 13 to 18 inches average?
Well, that's the slot size for the river. Anything between 13 and 18 inches has to go back.
Okay.
And I think it's improved the general size of the fish here. As I talk to other guides and outfitters and hear what they're doing and what their experience has been, we seem to share that opinion. They're getting bigger. So yeah, 13 to 15 inches I think would be a pretty fair average.
This is a beautiful size river. Like right now it's a fairly big river, but just beautiful flows, nice and shallow. A lot of insect life. I read that article that was in that Fly magazine. And they were saying they fluctuate the water level so bad that the insect life gets hurt. Yeah,
there was a study done recently. I think it was commissioned by the Bonneville Power Administration, if I remember correctly. And the idea was to study how much the flow changes impact the insects. And the stream can fluctuate anywhere from 28,000 cubic feet per second down to a low of about 4,000.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's huge.
Oh,
that's a huge volume of water.
And how rapidly that change occurs is really significant. I think what they found is the difference between the high and the low water mark is called the varial zone.
Okay.
And how much the water varies.
Right.
And a lot of the aquatic insects will hold on the rocks and live in that varial zone. And when the water drops very rapidly, they're stranded high and dry and they die.
They die, and then they have to recoup, and the study was saying they couldn't regenerate as fast as they're losing them.
No. Another problem with that too is the small fish tend to hang in the varial zone because there's less current they have to fight, a little better protection from the bigger predatory fish, and also plenty of food. But if, again, the insects are killed off by a quick drop, the small fish suffer as well.
Well, hopefully they can do something about it.
It seems they are. Actually, the fact that they commissioned this study, and there seems to be some pressure by some of the local outfitters. I think Dave Blackburn, for example, has really led the charge on that.
He wrote the article,
didn't he? He wrote that particular article. And developing a little public pressure, and I think they're listening to us.
Well, good. I hope this helps, too.
I hope so.
Let's see if he catches a fish. Come on. Well, we've taken a little break to come off the river here. The wind's kicked up on us a bit, and we thought this would be a perfect time to take a break. And Kelly's going to give us the pleasure of tying us up a special little fly you have just for the Kootenai River. And what's it called?
You bet. This is a Julia. A nice little wet hackle fly, kind of an intermediate fly. Use it as a dropper a lot.
Real pretty fly.
Oh, it's pretty. It's real bright colors. It's not necessarily your match of the hatch type fly, but it seems to grab a lot of attention, and we've caught a lot of fish on it this year.
Excellent. Well, go ahead and let's get to it.
You bet.
We're going to use a size 12 TMC 2487 hook. Going to use some bright orange 8/0 thread. We're going to use 2 fibers of mallard flank for the tail, some red frostbite floss for the body. For the thorax, we'll use some bright green dubbing and a soft partridge for the hackle.
I'll just go ahead and build a base with that orange thread. Don't wrap up and lose our body by twisting it. All right, the next step then would be to take a couple of fibers from this mallard flank feather.
And just 2?
Just 2. Yeah, that's just a nice long wispy tail on this fly. Let's see if I can. Nice long tail. I'm not real concerned about proportion in terms of the length of the body to the tail. In fact, it almost looks disproportionately long. The next stage then is we'll go ahead and build up just a kind of a fine body on the back with this plastic.
You know, it's not a real floss. I said it was a frostbite, a red frostbite floss. It's more of a plastic mesh.
Yeah, it's like a woven plastic mesh. I think you could probably use it that way. A fly body in some cases, but I treat it a lot like floss. I'll put it on there and then just, whoops, wrap the body. I'll wax the thread a little bit with some dubbing wax. Put some of that bright green dubbing on there.
Some people don't like the wax. I never use it. I just use this dubbing spin on the fingers, and I find that's good. But I think a real good wax a lot of times is handy.
It really does help, in my case, to help that dubbing to just kind of grab that line. And I don't want it real tight. I want it to trap a little air.
Okay.
And kind of give it a nice buggy looking appearance.
Yeah.
I'm going to just strip off some of that loose
fluff.
Fluff, yeah, fluff from that partridge hackle.
Okay.
And just a couple of turns really. Pinch that down. And the nice thing about that green thorax is it holds that partridge fiber out away from the fly body in the water. Kind of creates a taper, just like an inverted teardrop. Just a couple of loops really. I just want a little fiber to give it some motion in the water. Just to finish off the fly then, I'm going to pull that hackle back and wind that head back just a little bit over the lead edge of that hackle. What it tends to do is taper that back over the body just a little bit.
Well, Kelly, great tie.
Thank you very much.
Little Julia. Put one in your fly box. I know I'm going to take this one and put it in mine. It's a great little pattern.
It's been a fantastic fly for us here on the Kootenai. Works very well beneath a dry fly, particularly when you have a new angler who's not really accustomed to fishing.
Yeah.
Give them a nice strike indicator, if you will, with the dry fly, and the Julia just does its magic.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I know there's a whole bunch of fish waiting out there for us. Why don't we pack up and get to it?
Put it to some use.
All right. There he is. I got him.
All right.
Fish on, that's a nice one. Oh, right on. Oh, that's a nice one too. And you know what he hit?
The mighty Julia.
The Julia.
Yeah, right on. You guys just tied that up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh. Well, this one's got a little size to him.
A beauty.
What a
that's
gorgeous
nice
fish.
Right on the Julia you just tied.
Oh, pretty. Yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
That's a
Cutty,
cut.
eh?
Yep.
Nice big
my.
cutty. Hey, you said this was nice cut water in here, didn't
Oh,
you?
is it ever just nice?
There we go, gentlemen. Oh, look at
Oh,
that fish.
isn't that a beach?
Look at the color.
Oh.
Look at the color.
What a beauty.
Congratulations.
All right. Oh, look at the Julia just spit right out of his mouth.
Oh, perfect.
He's out, so we can just get him
The
back.
great
in,
release.
in there.
Good fight.
There
Off
he
we go.
goes.
Straight for the bottom.
All
Nicely
right.
done. And the bug.
Beauty. So what recommended setup? Might as well go into that.
You bet. Well, you guys are set up beautifully, actually. 9-foot 5-weight rods. We don't get a lot of wind here, so there's no need to go heavier, to punch those flies in. Typically pretty calm. Also like the 9-footers because it gets the flies nice and high over the boat.
Okay.
Away from the guide.
Away from the guide, this is good. I like anywhere from 9 to 12 foot 5X leader.
Because we are doing dry fly.
Yep.
It is mainly dry.
And while the fish can get a little leader spooked, as a typical rule, we got enough texture to the surface that it's not too bad. 5X. I've seen some people go 4, but I think it's a bit stout.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great.
So 9'5", 5X. Perfect.
Now we're looking for the real big one. What are the odds? I think pretty good.
Well, we're fishing, exercise and optimism.
We're fishing. I love it.
I don't know, a cutthroat like you just got, that was so pretty.
Oh.